Welcome to Cawffee Talk. I'm
Let's
Mark.
rock Cawffee Talk!
Welcome to Cawffee Talk. I'm Mark Tulloss. This is my partner, Kirsten.
Hello.
We are Coffee Cup Productions, and today we have Buffy prominently in the shot.
Well, kind of.
She's
Wait,
our-
shoot, the
Oh, yeah.
iPad's in the
Can
way.
you see?
There.
There's Buffy.
Can you see Buffy now?
Yes, this was our.
Oh, wait, look. Oh, wait, wrong way. There's
Wrong
Buffy.
way. Oh yeah, our first rescue dog, and we have with us today in the studio Karen Rappaport and Lisa Krinninger, and we're here to talk about House of Hope Rescue. Is that correct?
Our House of
Our
Hope.
House of
Yes,
Hope.
our House of Hope Rescue.
You got it. You got it.
Cool. You know, everybody knows that Kirsten is kind of the wizard behind many bands. I'm involved with a band called the Shelter Dogs, and not everybody knows, but Karen Rappaport is the inspiration for the name of the band, Shelter Dogs. And we have with you one of your inspirations for the whole concept of sheltering, Lisa.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm the woman behind Diamond Dave, the Shelter Dogs.
That's right.
And I love that name stuck because you guys are spokesman for shelter dogs everywhere. And yes, Our House of Hope is my favorite rescue for many reasons, which you'll find out.
You can start naming them now.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite? Why are they your favorite rescues? Say.
Well, I mean, there are so many rescues, and you know, any rescue that helps animals is wonderful. But to do rescue responsibly and do it right is very challenging in so many ways. And Lisa is one of those that does it responsibly and does it right, and cares for every animal in her care the way she would care for her own animals. And sadly, a lot of them become your own animals. Not sadly for the dogs, but
It's the inner hoarder and all of our rescuers.
Field foster on your
Yeah,
end too.
yeah.
and when she finds homes for the animals, she wants to find responsible, loving homes that stick. And she has a 0 return rate, which is unheard of.
So we were just joking a little bit off screen that Karen's going to be your first familiar. She's going to return a dog to you soon.
I don't know what that's about.
Just kidding. I would never. I have a wonderful dog from Lisa who
She draws devil horns on.
only on her bad days. No.
You
But
know,
she
we all have rescue dogs.
That's right.
So we all know they're little.
just like children, there are
Special.
good days and
Special.
challenging
We have
days.
a rescue dog who's not on set.
She's not here. She's like way upstairs, locked in the bedroom right now.
Waiting to change the audio.
Yeah.
It's the ones with the issues that are the most
They're
rewarding.
special,
but
yes.
and my dog would have been dead if it weren't for Our House of Hope. And to look at her and think that is just beyond. So I'm grateful to Lisa for rescuing her, and just grateful.
Lisa, how
to
many
have her.
dogs do you get a year approximately?
It varies. I think there's a quality over quantity thing with me. So we always have under 10
Okay.
in the rescue at all times.
Okay.
And the reason for that is simply because you need to be able to take care of them. Not the day they walk in the door, not after they've been spayed or neutered. It's a long-term commitment. And if I don't know from the onset that I can fully care for an incoming dog, then I have really no, business in rescuing it. I'm not benefiting it at all. So, and you don't know. I mean, we had a 2-year-old Shih Tzu come in one year, and the family had met him with a meet and greet. And then we just had to do a follow-up home visit and things like that on another day. The very next morning, she woke up and had a stroke.
A 2-year-old dog?
A 2-year-old dog.
Wow.
So
horrible.
that set us back, when all was said and done, about 11 grand,
Yeah.
just because obviously I'm not going to adopt the dog out in that condition.
Right.
So we had done, everything, the specialist, and started all the rehab work. And ultimately, in the end, the family never went anywhere. And they stayed with her, and they assisted with the rehab and
that's
continued
awesome.
on. And that 9-10 years later, they're still. Dog did a great job with
good.
rehab. So,
Oh, that's
but
awesome.
surprises,
Yeah.
and you have to be prepared for that going in.
Yeah.
And with people. She recently had a person who ended up in the hospital, and the dog has been at her house while she recovers.
Yeah, it's
so
an adopter, a
Yeah.
long-time adopter, and she's alone here. Her kids are out of town. She has adult children that live out of town, and she had a stroke, and she got the phone call off to me, and I live a couple minutes away. Was able to get the dog, to our house and get her to the hospital, and I know that's the premise for the name, Our House of Fault, because it truly is, our. And the goal from the onset was that as we grow, our family grows. And so I still have about 98% contact with all of my adopters. And it's, usually on game day, Packers versus Bears. But we get, and that's so good for me. Because I've made all those placements myself. So it's great to see the animals grow. It's great to see the families with their new animals and what they brought into that, So it's just one big, literally happy family. And that you can't put a price on.
And how long have you been doing this? How long has it
We'll be
been?
going into our 13th year.
Ah, very good. Okay, so you really can stay with the dogs then for that long, because they live about that long.
I'm
So-
finding out that this past year and a half or so we are starting to lose some of them, and that's difficult.
That's sad,
And I
yeah.
know, and it is because we've maintained that, or where maybe they've moved away and their dog had passed away. They've sent me a note letting me just thought you may. That means the world to me.
Yeah.
It's closure. I mean, when they drive away with their new dog. I may
You've
never
lost
see
a
them.
dog.
I may never see them again, and
Yeah, you've
I hold
lost a
on to
dog.
that for dear life.
Yep.
Most of them.
Well, that's why Emma's a failed foster, because
Yeah.
we couldn't give her to anybody.
No.
It's like, no way. We couldn't.
Well, my Facebook timeline photo never changes because my puppy's in there. She gave it away to another family.
We did. We fostered another dog. She was really cute, and now she's with a very
we call
lovely
those foster
family.
failures, and it's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Elisa,
Yeah.
and she takes so
I
much
stalked
time.
that dog on Facebook. For a while.
I try to make the fosters, if they want to. Everybody deals with that differently, but there is much of the process all along as they want to be. So they'll meet the family. If I get an application in, I'll go through it first because I know the animal inside and out, and we have daily communication pretty much with our fosters. And then, I'll have them look at the application if I think it's going to be a decent match. And if they want to, if they've got questions or concerns on their end, I'll go back and get those answers for them before we even meet. So our process takes longer than most, but it works.
And
It
it
absolutely
works for
works.
the animals, but also for the people,
Right,
because
right.
she's making the right match on
Right.
both behalves, and
Right.
it ends up with people who absolutely love their dogs and is the right match, because Lisa made sure of that.
I saw some great things on your website.
Sorely outdated.
We can help you with some of that.
It's just more to add to it. Everything
Yeah.
else is theirs, yeah.
But I love that if you can't adopt, you can foster. If you can't foster, you can volunteer. You can donate. I mean, there's so many things you can do, and you have
There you go. Adopt, foster, sponsor, volunteer, donate, educate. There you go.
I remembered
This
that
is
part.
cool. Yeah.
That's a great message for many people, and there is a donate button here, and this goes to, when you raise funds, it goes to many efforts, not just.
That's true. We have like 5 basic programs above and beyond rescue and rehabilitation, which is our main focus. We have a pet food pantry. We have a Seniors for Seniors program. We've got a pet therapy program or stress reduction therapy, community education classes, and then the latest, greatest is the Paws-Ability Project.
And what's that?
So-
What's the Paws-Ability Project?
The Paws-Ability Projects, it's, every one of our project has a story behind it. It's evolved from something that's happened. The Paws-Ability Project it's more personal. When young disabled adults get to a certain age, their opportunities are limited. And often when they get out of a transition program between the ages of 18 and 21, it's kind of the end of things. There's just nowhere for them to go, nothing for them to do, limited resources. So, I feel like the young disabled adults and our animals are 2 sectors of society that are fractured. The system is fractured. And I have 4 adopted special needs kids of my own, and we've been through it. We've been through it several times. My kids were fortunate. We just pushed and pushed and pushed until we, secured a viable life for them. Not everybody has that, and by the time you get to that point as a parent, you're beaten down.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long road, and you get very frustrated, and that's what we're seeing. So I thought about, what happens if we put them together and they can support each other? Animals for humans, truly unconditional. They bring something to the table that you and I, even though we feel like we're perfect in many ways, we're not. And animals they're able to absorb emotion. They're able to just reduce stress on so many different levels, and it'll put the kids in a different type of learning environment. When they're more relaxed, they're able to. And then the gift that the kids have brought to the animals, they can sit there and pet them for an hour and a half straight. Both benefit. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
They're learning so many, something that you and I do for granted, or take for granted, just a simple, go run and do this. Well, that's not as always easy for them. There's a lot of gray space in there. So if you break that down and say, I need you to go here, I need you to get this for me, and that can be accomplished by creating an outdoor playground for the guinea pigs, or redesigning the inside of one of the turtle tanks. It's multi-step instructions. It's patience. It's basic compassion and husbandry, and we've mixed those 2 together. So we started out. We had 7 students. No, I'm sorry. We had 3 students start, and that was at the end of last year. And then by August, we were able to offer 7 of them. It had grown to 7 summer internships paid. They made $10 an hour, so more than minimum wage. And then 3 remained on. We kept them, and they're still working with us at the rescue. And last week, and I know Karen doesn't even know this yet, we've secured employment for 2 of them. So they'll be starting November 2nd. And it's in what they really wanted to do. It's close to home, so transportation's not an issue. And so what we'll do then, a lot of my volunteer base are teachers, retired educators. So they'll go in and they'll go with them and they'll help them get started, and we'll iron out so we're right there with them. It's not, have a nice life, we'll see you later.
Yeah, right.
But I think that, so what we've done is taken what they've learned in school and we've applied it practically to the real world. So, fingers crossed. This is, in a year we've got 2 jobs. So, it's been such a cohesive. It's been a non-issue.
Well, to look on your Facebook page too, and she'll post pictures of this, and just to see the pride on the faces of these people.
Yeah, it's a separate page.
Working,
The
of the
Paws-Ability Project, yeah.
Separate,
And it's just, you could just see it on their faces. They're so happy. They're proud of themselves. Simple things like you were telling me, somebody who's in a wheelchair walking one of the disabled dogs that Lisa has. She figured out how to make that work. It was,
We hooked up, he had a power chair, and I think it's on there too.
Yeah.
We hooked up a wagon to it, and I've got a dog with cerebral palsy. They have the same medical issues, and he was able to take the dog for a walk. He's never been able to do that before.
That's cool.
So it's, can they do it like we do it? No. Can they do it in the time frame that we do it? Not always. Can they do it? Absolutely. So everything is pause, and able.
Oh, here it is. The
There it
Paws-Ability Project at
Yeah.
Our House of Hope.
What they're doing now is they are not just working at our pet food pantry on Saturdays, but they're literally virtually running it at this point. They've got, they're just, it's just been a really great thing. The Pet Expo in Libertyville last weekend or 2 weekends ago, that was their big, we work on eye contact, we work on, complete sentences to get your message across. A lot of it is, they're used to thinking they can't do something. So those words are not allowed, I don't want to hear I can't. Of course you can.
that Bob is pretty popular.
I
there.
know, right?
The bearded dragon, yeah.
That's the dragon.
Well, and before that day, they knew nothing about Bob, and they never handled Bob, and they were able to. It was amazing. It was really good.
Very cool.
And the pet food pantry is for all of Lake County.
It is
correct?
all of Lake County. We service a little Cook and some McHenry still.
And the pet food pantry is what exactly?
Uh,
Can
the-
you explain that for us?
That's on the website.
That's on the website, right? And it's also on the Facebook page, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, the pet food pantry is, we service all of Lake County. It's a supplemental program for low income, for people in transition, veterans, disabled, and
Can
for
help feed up to 3 pets in this.
yeah, so we're looking at, we currently have 283 families that we're taking care of,
Wow.
849 animals, and that's about 9,000 pounds of food redistributed per week.
Holy cow.
And now we've opened
So
it up.
That's not cheap.
No.
No. So that requires a large
Begging,
amount
a lot of
money.
begging, yeah.
And is it easier
Yeah.
for you, like, would you prefer people donate the food or money that you can buy the food?
Well, it for us, it's easier for the money, actually,
Yeah.
and then that way we can tuck it away. And then what happens is, everybody during the holidays, they have that feel-good kind of thing, and we tend to get a lot. Our biggest need is during the summer.
Oh, okay.
And that's just, vaccine clinics are more active in the summer, so more people become compliant and eligible for the pantry. So we have more people signing up, but less food. So that would allow us to go back in and get it as we need it. Then storage doesn't become a problem. But
well, then we'll have to
we're
dedicate
happy.
next year's Funk Fest to
Oh, yeah.
our House
Yeah.
of
The
Hope.
summer-
Because you
'Cause
deliver
that's
it to
yeah.
people too, right?
we do. It's difficult because vehicle wise it only carries so much weight.
Yeah.
So that's the we're exploring other options to expand and trying to figure out how to get it, because it's in our Grays Lake facility now. But how to get it more to the areas that need it. Grays Lake centrally located in Lake County, so it's working. But if we could do some type of Meals on Wheels kind of thing, and we partner up with them, that would be amazing.
That's cool. That's
And
a great
because
idea.
there are people
There are
that
new ideas
Yeah.
brewing right
That's
now. New
right.
opportunities for
That's
people
cool.
to jump
That's a
in.
great idea.
volunteer,
Well, I mean, we
sponsor.
have a proxy system, so right now, so if they can't get out, they can assign someone else to pick up for them, and that works. And then we do distribute, as needed in different locations. We provide for all the local animal controls and rescues that are in need. If there's like a hoarding situation or something in that nature where they need a lot of something really quick, we're there.
Okay.
And that can
that's-
help keep animals in their homes. Some
Right.
people
Yeah.
relinquish pets to
Because they
shelters
can't
Well,
afford them.
because
Right.
they just can't afford
Right.
to feed them.
Right.
So,
Right.
and maybe it's just a short period of time that they need help, and maybe it's years. But this, this
and our-
service for them can actually keep animals in their loving
Yeah.
homes.
And that's what our House of Hope is really all about. It's a prevention-based program.
Yeah, that's
So we looked at what was needed in the community, and over the last 10, 12 years, we've established those programs to fit that need. So hopefully, we keep pets with their people.
Yeah, that's really key.
It's more cost effective for
Right.
rescues
Sure.
if to support those families in need than it is to have an elderly owner and a 13, 14-year-old dog come into rescue that needs this, and has like a slim chance at adoption.
Right.
So
Right.
it's just, I think prevention is key. So how do we do it? How do we get there?
we're losing our
Well,
TV dog.
Buffy's done.
Are you done?
Buffy.
So are you guys are you in Lake County? Where are you located?
The rescue itself, it's our offices and education center and things like that. We don't
Okay.
house any animals there. They're all
Okay,
in private
okay.
foster care.
Okay.
And that's located in Libertyville.
Okay.
And then our pet food pantry is located in Grace Lake.
In Grace Lake.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'd be great under one roof, but just not in the cards right
Yeah.
now.
Well, we're gonna celebrate the upcoming Shelter Dog Show by partnering our normal promotional campaign. Kirsten runs awesome campaigns for the band, and we're going to run it alongside a donate campaign to our
That's
House
amazing.
of Hope.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you'll see this donate button and all of our stuff, and
Yep.
we will celebrate the halfway point at our December 1st gig at
Right.
Norton's, and
And we're putting out a tip jar there too
And
for
we'll put
them,
out- yep.
not for the band,
That's
but
right.
for
We
our House
will-
of Hope. So
we
there
will
will be a tip
educating
jar there. Yep.
and donating and
And then through the month of December, through Christmas.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
our plan. This is the Shelter Dogs Facebook page. So make sure you go there, like this page, and of course like our House of Hope as well.
and the Paws-Ability
And the
Project.
Paws-Ability Project. And here's the event. I'll be changing up the graphics on this to include all the donate information. And then we're gonna get this
That's
going.
right.
Yes.
So many
Yes.
important things you're doing, and like systemic change. I mean, we just need so much more of this thinking in our world, and
Yeah.
I'm lucky to have been included in a band called Shelter Dogs, and then to find out more and more, not just about the history of the band, but like the inspiration for
There's
the band.
a real
and
inspiration.
Yeah,
behind
there's
it.
there's
Yeah,
a lot
That's very cool.
going on here, and
Yeah.
it's like we're-
And the Rappaports are such awesome people.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
stop.
awesome.
No, I have to say, I am probably one of Lisa's biggest fans, although she has many, many out there. But talk about one person making
Yeah.
a huge, huge difference in the world. And, when you donate money, you want to know that whoever is running the rescue and making decisions about your money, that you can trust them and that they're a good person and making change in the world. And in so many ways for humans and animals, Lisa is doing that. And she's one of those people that just endless giving. And
Yeah,
I keep saying, how do you find so much love to give to the world and the change that you're creating? It's amazing. And she's also just one of those friends who will be there,
If
how was
something
your,
happens,
yeah,
yeah,
she'll
right,
remember that
yeah.
you had a doctor's appointment on Tuesday and we'll
Yeah,
call you
yeah.
Tuesday afternoon and find out how it went amidst all the other huge things that she's doing.
Lisa
So,
said she had years of the Packers killing the
Right,
Bears.
Yeah.
Enjoyed every moment of it.
that motivated her to keep going.
No, you know what? It's Karen and I lost a really good friend back in March, and it goes to show you that there's a lot more work that needs to be done, but not an infinite amount of time to do it. So, donate it. I will make it happen.
Cool.
Great.
Awesome.
we're gonna take this home with a song that features Diamond Dave himself.
Oh,
Yes.
why?
And, thank you so
Absolutely.
much for joining us. We can't wait to see how the rest of this campaign evolves. And of course, when we celebrate at Norton's, this will be great.
This will be a great time, and make sure you bring lots of money.
Right. It
Money's
will go
Lots
to
of- no,
excellent
great.
use,
All of it. All of it
guaranteed.
goes to our House of Home. All of it. So the band's not keeping anything.
Thank you guys for the opportunity.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Thought they were all just kidding you. You used to laugh about everybody that was hanging out. Now you don't talk so loud. Now you don't seem so proud about having to be searching for your next meal.